Hey there, everybody. Thomas Wood with Basecamp Trading. It is Monday, April 17th. I hope everyone had a great Easter. We are back and at it again, still trading. And we're going to take a look at one of the setups from today in crude oil. Now, we had looked at crude when we first came into the trading room. We looked at crude and we had a channel going on. And I'll show you that here in just a second. But it was a long breakout in crude. So we took this little pop here up to the previous pivot high for resistance. Now, the reason this was a good setup, and I've talked about this before, is pay attention to how the market reacts when it's breaking through support or resistance. And in this case, we had support at about 52.70 coming off of this pivot low and this pivot low here. So the two pivot lows from last week. And we broke through that support, bounced back and closed above it. Broke through it again, bounced back, closed above it, through it again, closed above it, through it again, closed above it, through it again, closed above it. So what that tells us is there is an unwillingness to sell below that support level. There's not enough sellers down there to keep prices pushing lower when they have the opportunity. So it's saying, hey, if you're going to go, here's your time to go. You're through the support. And then it turns around and goes, nope, not ready to go. It goes, hey, you're through the support again. Try it one more time. Nope, not ready to go. So there's no sellers down there pushing prices lower. Now, if you then drilled down and you looked at what we were looking at on a 30-minute chart, we said, all right, we actually have a channel here. We have resistance up at 52.87 and support now at 52.63 from the lows every time we poked through that support down there. What ended up happening is momentum started to pick up again. So we started to strengthen to the upside, and our downside histograms got weaker and weaker and weaker each time the sellers came back and had their turn to move prices. Then we ended up turning around and breaking through the 52.87 resistance and shooting straight up all the way up to the previous 30-minute pivot high at 53.22, or just a couple ticks below it. Went to a high of 53.21, so one tick below it, and then have since turned around and pulled back down. Now, the exact same thing happened in the opposite direction on the way back down. We had this 120-minute trend line here going down across our highs that we've been watching. We broke through it, ran to resistance from the pivot high, turned around and closed down below it. So just the exact opposite of what the lows were telling us earlier. This is saying unwillingness to rally through the resistance, and it turned around and pulled back down. Now, we were not trading the retracement back down. I'm going to say that right now. We were not trading the retracement back down. We were trading the long and the initial breakout this morning. Well, this is just one example of how you look at a longer time frame chart, look at the longer time frame support and resistance, and then get an idea of a directional bias and drill down to a shorter time frame to actually time your entry. And we actually took it one step further, and there was a 500 tick bull flag that we actually used for the entry, which gave you about 4 ticks risk or 5 ticks risk. So not bad at all. But that was the trade setup for today. Most important theme is to remember, pay attention to support and resistance levels, how the market reacts when you're getting to them. See if you can break through and hold above, or break below and hold below that support resistance, and that'll help you determine directional bias, or know if you're having a false breakout and reversal. So that's it for today. Don't forget the lower left-hand corner here. You can click there to see some of our other videos, or click the bottom right-hand corner here to get your subscription to the YouTube channel here, so you get an alert every time we have a new video come out every day. Also, don't forget, you can go down in the description, and there's a link to get a $7 1-month trial. So it's a cup of coffee to come in for an entire month and see what the trading room is all about. And then if you decide to continue on, you can, or you can cancel at any time you want. So that's it for now. I'll see you in the trading room. Until next time, happy trading.